Well, good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate everyone joining us here today to kick off tax season here throughout Louisville. Leonard is going to be providing translation into Spanish as well as we go along. But thanks to Goodwill and Goodwill Opportunity Center for hosting us here today. It's great to be with so many of their clients and so many of the other partners from around the city with the Louisville Asset Building Coalition and many others that are vital to this effort. Yesterday, I mentioned Goodwill in my State of the City address, where we talked about all of the great momentum that's happening in our city in so many areas: public safety, the economy, housing, and more.
En el día de ayer yo mencioné a Goodwill en la conferencia que tuve y hablamos sobre todo el impacto que está haciendo Goodwill, pero de igual forma también el momento que está sucediendo en la seguridad pública, en la economía, en vivienda y muchas otras cosas.
I'm so excited about this positive momentum and what's happening throughout our city. And at Louisville Metro Government, we understand that it's our responsibility to keep moving this momentum forward so that every resident in every corner of our city has accesses to all of the resources that our city offers.
Y queremos en Louisville Metro continuar con este momentum y queremos también proveer la oportunidad para que todo el mundo pueda alcanzar el acceso a viviendas y a nuestras comunidades.
And so one way that we do that to ensure families have access to all of their resources is to help them hold on to as much money as they earn and as much money as they are entitled to.
Y una de las maneras que podemos hacer eso es ayudándoles a que ellos puedan mantener la mayor cantidad de dinero posible en su hogar para que puedan ser exitosos.
And one way to do that is through tax refunds. And that's why the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program is so important.
Y una manera de poder lograr eso es a través de los voluntariados de los que están ayudando para llenar los taxes. Y por eso es tan importante de que usted tome advantage de la oportunidad.
So free tax preparation is provided to income-eligible households, and it helps people file their taxes accurately and timely, determine if they're eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit, and helps them get their full and maximum tax refund.
Y a través de llenar los taxes con estos servicios, te provee la oportunidad de recibir el crédito y ayudando a que usted pueda recibir la mayor cantidad posible en retorno y también ayuda al impacto de tu economía en tu hogar.
So today, I'm proud to announce with all of our partners here today the official opening of 15 VITA sites across our city.
Hoy quiero anunciar y darle el inicio a esta temporada de los taxes que comienza hoy con 15 localidades alrededor de Louisville, donde tendrán acceso a servicios gratuitos para llenar sus taxes.
The VITA services are provided by well-trained, IRS-certified volunteers to help you get the maximum amount of money back. I want to thank all of the outstanding volunteers that help VITA each and every year.
Y quiero agradecer a los voluntarios de VITA que ayudan a usted, lo va a ayudar a poder recibir la mayor cantidad en retorno posible. Y el mayor quiere darle las gracias, el alcalde quiere darle las gracias por hacer ese servicio gratuito.
Last year alone, VITA helped 8,800 people file their returns, which brought back $10 million to the local economy, including $3 million from the Earned Income Tax Credits to our city. That's a win for our city. That's a win from every one of the households that was able to get their federal tax refunds.
El año pasado se llenaron 8,800 taxes y esto incluye un retorno de 10 millones a la economía local. Adicional a eso, 3 millones de dólares en lo que es el crédito de los taxes. Esto es una gran ganancia y una gran ganancia para nuestra ciudad.
So I want to just thank some of our partners before I call some of them up to speak as well. I want to thank my colleagues at Louisville Metro Government, including the Office of Resilience and Community Services, their Financial Empowerment Center. Aaron Watkins and the team there are doing such amazing work. Metro United Way, the IRS itself is a partner here. AARP Tax Aid Foundation, and dozens of others that are part of the other partners who you'll hear from in a moment.
Quiero agradecer también a la Oficina de Resiliencia y Servicios Comunitarios de Louisville Metro, a Metro United Way, a la IRS, AARP, Taxes Aid, que también ayuda a docenas y a los partners que han estado aquí, las docenas de empleadores y socios comunitarios que están acá.
So first, I would like to introduce Dr. Tina White. She's the director of the Louisville Asset Building Coalition and plays a huge role in making this happen. Dr. White?
Introduciendo a la doctora White, que ella es la directora del Louisville Asset Building Coalition.
Hello, everyone. As the director of the Louisville Asset Building Coalition, I would also like to thank a few people. First, I would really like to thank our mayor for his continued support of the VITA program.
Quiero agradecer de igual forma y unirme a los agradecimientos y agradecer al alcalde de Louisville por su soporte y continuo soporte en este proceso.
I would also like to thank Kimberly Board Lane and the Goodwill Industries. John Nevitt with the Metro United Way and his team.
Quiero agradecer a Kimberly Board Lane de Goodwill y a John Nevitt de Metro United Way.
And of course, Bank on Louisville and all the banks that participate in Bank on Louisville. I would also like to thank Louisville Metro Government and Aaron Waddell for all of her support of the VITA programs. And let's not forget our superheroes, the Louisville Asset Building Coalition volunteers, our staff, and the board of directors that work so relentlessly to increase and improve the VITA services.
Thanks so much.
I have personally been involved with the VITA program since 2001. One of the things that I find most enjoyable is the gratitude expressed by the individuals when they hear the amount of tax refunds. Just yesterday, I was brought to tears by one of the ladies that was getting her taxes done. She was living in a domestic violence center. There, thanks to the VITA program, she will be able to move into her own place. She could not afford to get her taxes done at the place that she went to, so they referred her to us. The VITA program and the EITC program has changed the lives of so many people like her. Stories like this has helped me to understand our mission of growing better futures. We do it one tax return at a time. We do it by helping hardworking taxpayers eliminate the cost of tax preparation fees. We help people get the earned income tax credit and the other credits that so many of them need. We encourage people to save for emergencies, and we assist them in reaching their financial goals. Today, we're having a tax marathon. If you need your taxes done, we are here to help you if your income is less than $67,000. So run on over to the Goodwill Opportunity Center at 6201 Preston Highway. We'll be here till 5 p.m. If you can't make it today, check out one of our 15 VITA sites and our mobile sites, which goes throughout Louisville. If you can't make it today, please come to one of the other locations. You can find all the locations on our website at www.labcservices.org. Or you can call us at 502-574-5687. We are here to help you keep your hard-earned money and to build a brighter future for Louisville residents. Thank you.
Básicamente ella dijo que está agradecida de los voluntarios que han estado trabajando en este proceso y las 15 lugares que van a estar disponibles para que usted pueda hacer sus taxes gratis. Hoy hay un maratón desde las 9 de la mañana hasta las 5 de la tarde para llenar sus taxes y de igual forma si usted no puede venir hoy puede entrar a la página web para verificar cuáles son los días y los lugares donde van a estar disponibles.
So next, I would like to introduce another partner from right here at Goodwill Industries, the Director of Community-Based Career Services, Kimberly Boyd Lane.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am just so honored to be able to be here just to welcome you all and to kick off our VITA services. Goodwill Industries of Kentucky is honored to be able to partner with the Louisville Asset Building Coalition along with the VITA services because it aligns with our mission. Our mission to reduce barriers in every household to help people overcome those barriers is what it's all about. At Goodwill, our Opportunity Center is more than just a place for assistance. They are partners to the community and employers working together to help individuals achieve a hand up and not just a hand out. We understand that many face significant challenges in their lives. These barriers include lack of employment, limited education, transportation struggles, criminal history, homelessness, mental health, behavioral health issues, disabilities, and the like. At Goodwill, we don't just see these as obstacles. We see these as opportunities to make a difference. To address these barriers, our opportunity centers have coaches that are connected with partners that come in, and you'll see today we have partners that are in our center to be able to address those centers to help them overcome those hurdles. One of those services I'm especially proud of is our VITA service that we provide. As one of the board members of the Louisville Asset Building Coalition, we could see the matchup to making sure that individuals are able to overcome that financial barrier, be able to overcome that obstacle, understanding that earned income tax credit. So when we say that you're better off working, we can show them in the numbers that they're better off working. So I want to say thank you so much for being able to be here today. Stop by one of our opportunity centers, 909 East Broadway, 2820 West Louisville, as well as 6201 South Preston. Come on down. At Goodwill, we believe in the power of community. Together, we can achieve much. Together, we can help our neighbors rise above the challenges and reach their potential. So thank you so much for supporting our work. Thank you, Mayor.
Kimberly Boyd, la directora de servicios de carrera en Goodwill. Básicamente ella quiere agradecer a VITA por proveer el espacio y los servicios gratuitos a la comunidad y estamos contentos de que estén aquí y que podamos utilizar este espacio para ayudar a nuestras comunidades a sobrepasar las barreras, pero no tan solo eso, escapar de la pobreza. De igual forma, aprovechar los servicios que tenemos disponibles para con nuestros mentores de carrera.
And finally, you hear about $10 million in refunds to the city. But really, it's about each individual family and person that's helped by VITA. So to conclude our formal remarks today before questions, I would like to introduce a VITA client to talk about her experiences and to help encourage others to have the same positive experience that she did. Please join me in welcoming Brianne Kelly.
Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Kelly. I first started going to the VITA sites as a client, and I really wasn't making much money, so it was no point in paying to get my taxes prepared. So I went to VITA to get it done for free so I can get all of my refund back. But now today, I'm actually a volunteer. So I volunteer at the Louisville Urban League, and thank you. So it's actually very rewarding to be able to give back doing a resource that I also benefit from when I first started in my career. And the Urban League is a site that actually has the most hours, especially for someone who works a 9 to 5. You can come after work. They're open till 7 p.m. and you can turn in and drop off your taxes and pick it up. So, or if you want to go during your lunch break, you can drop off your taxes. As long as you give all of the required documents, it's very convenient. It's a very great service, and it feels very rewarding to be able to give back. And that's all I have.
Thank you so much.
Ella fue una clienta de VITA. Ella utilizó los servicios de VITA para llenar sus taxes completamente gratis, ya que en ese momento ella no tenía el acceso para poder pagar para que alguien le hiciera sus servicios, ¿verdad? Pero ahora que ella ya tiene un buen trabajo estable, ahora ella es voluntaria para ayudando a otras personas para que puedan completar sus servicios y sus taxes gratis.
Thank you so much, Leonard, for providing translation services today. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And with that, that concludes our formal remarks. We're happy to answer any questions from the media about VITA first, and then if there are other questions about other topics, I'm happy to stick around and answer those questions as well. Any questions about VITA? All right. Well, we encourage people to come on out. Thank you all so much. Are there questions about? Yeah, thank you. While we're all together, are there other questions about other topics for me? Yes.
What is the status of the copper wire task force, and have arrests been made since the inception, and have you seen a decline in incidents?
So the question was about our copper wire task force and what is the status update since we announced the creation of the copper wire task force, which is a new partnership that we created to address this issue, which is impacting our city. The partnership includes Louisville Metro Government, LMPD, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, and also folks like LG&E, AT&T, and Spectrum as well that are all joining together to reduce the amount of copper theft that has been hitting our city. There have been several arrests that have been made since the creation of the Copper Wire Task Force, including just 24 hours after we first launched this program, we were able to get information from the public that led to the first arrest that we've made. More have been made, and this critical infrastructure task force will continue its work. There are rewards available for individuals that can provide information leading to the arrest of individuals who are committing copper theft. And also, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is working on some new designs of lights that they're now piloting at various parts of our city that don't use copper wire to also help prevent this from happening. So we're making good progress. There is still work to be done, but I'm thankful to everyone on this critical infrastructure task force who has helped making progress. Anything else?
Yesterday that you're fully committed to implementing the consent decree regardless of what happens going forward at the court level. Can you address the independent monitor aspect of that? Is that something that still would be part of that if the court were not to enter the decree?
So the question was about my commitment that I made as clearly as I possibly can yesterday during my State of the City address, that I am firmly committed to continuing to implement the reforms and improvements that are set forth in the consent decree that we signed with the United States Department of Justice. And where do we go from here with respect to that and the portion about the independent monitor? Yes, so to reiterate, Marcus, I am firmly committed, as is Chief Humphrey, to implementing the reforms and improvements set forth in the consent decree. We are working hard to ensure that that consent decree is accepted by the court. We have another filing coming up in a couple of weeks with the court. But regardless of what happens in the court system, regardless of the change in administration at the Department of Justice, we are committed to the reforms and improvement. And part of that includes some monitoring of the work that we're doing. The consent decree has a process spelled out of that. And again, regardless of what happens there, some form of monitoring will be important as we move forward in whatever form we go on, depending on what happens in this pending court case.
Hypothetical question, but would that monitoring be a third party or outside monitoring or something inside LMPD? To where you, as of today, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that having a third-party monitor involved in some capacity is important. Part of this, a big part of this, is to make the needed reforms and improvement at LMPD, with Chief Humphrey is already leading without a consent decree being signed. Those reforms and improvements are being made. But as we seek to continue to find every possible way to strengthen the trust between the entire community and LMPD, having a third party involved in some way to validate and to monitor the improvements that are being made and to report on the data to provide that transparency to the public, I believe having a third party involved in some way is important. All right, thank you all very much for joining us today.